We are talking today with Susan Bach, who is the director of the Appleton office. So you run Northeast Wisconsin for the Better Business Bureau. And I always like having you here, Susan, because I think you have terrific information for us. And scams are one of those things that are so prevalent now between phones and the internet that I think to get some information about how to find them, and we're going to talk about your scam tracker and how to try to avoid them is always a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think the internet and postcards, all of the technology that we have today has made it really easy for scammers to remain anonymous and to, fool people into thinking that they're local when they're really not. So it's only getting worse. It's not getting better, and we have to protect ourselves.
Right, and my husband just headed down to Florida on vacation, and he wasn't down there more than a week. And he got a phone call from our bank. I have yet to figure out how they got his cell phone number, which was brand new. But he got a call from our bank that someone in Canada had tried to withdraw $2,010 from his account.
Wow.
There wasn't that much money in the account, and they caught it and they stopped it.
Good.
But it was an ATM. It must have been an ATM withdrawal somewhere en route from Wisconsin to Florida.
Yeah, we have to be very vigilant. And gone are the days where, the bank would mail you your statement and you'd open it up. We recommend that people are checking online bank accounts, things like that, every day.
Yeah, it really is getting worse instead of better, and all of the companies that try there's no choice but for them to be reactive.
Right.
Because they could never stay on top of the new technology. So the scam tracker, which is brand new to the Better Business Bureau.
Yes.
So tell us about that and what it does.
Well, we just started it in November. It is a brand new tool online that people can use for a couple of reasons. They can go to that website and report a scam to the Better Business Bureau, or they can go into that website and see on a map, because we plot all the scams on a map, what's happening, not only in their state, but their city, their zip code, even their neighborhood, which is great for us because in the past, people would call us and they'd say, I got this really suspicious letter or a phone call from somebody, and I know it's a scam and I didn't fall for it, but I just want to call the Better Business Bureau and make you aware of that. Well, now we can really use that tool and that information for good. And newspaper people can use it, or media people can use it, law enforcement people can use it, and consumers can use it to see, is this person that's knocking on my door selling door-to-door something, are they legitimate, or are my neighbors complaining about the same thing? So I think it's really going to give almost real-time information about scams.
And the scammers will work a neighborhood.
Right.
So they'll go from one door to the next. We have extra asphalt, we can do your driveway, or
Exactly.
we can do windows, or so if people are vigilant enough
Right.
to call or to put it online, then it's easier for us to check that and make sure that this person.
Exactly, and it's not just door to door. We know that scammers, they will use robo-dialers or auto-dialers, and they will call phone numbers in succession. So, hey, they're targeting the 920 area code today,
sure.
something like that. So you can go and see, there was 10 calls about this very same issue yesterday. So I think I'm going to pass, or,
Yeah. And there's other things we can do. What is your phone number? I'll give you a call back.
Right.
What's your business name and address so I can contact you that way? Come back tomorrow. I will have made a decision. And that just kind of gives you time to check.
Check with the Better Business Bureau, get their name, their phone number, and if it's a door-to-door salesperson or something, we ought to have some kind of record on them so we can tell you where they're located, if they're properly licensed, how many complaints they've had. Oftentimes these door-to-door people, They will sell you something and then they'll leave the state, and by the time your asphalt is cracking or chipping, you can't find them anymore. So,
And that was really
very
hard
careful.
for the Better Business Bureau to keep track of. I mean, you could keep track of the complaints, but you didn't have the ability to be able to show people where they're working until just in November.
Well, because it's a scam and it's not really a complaint against a legitimate company, oftentimes the people that are showing up on the scam tracker are people that are calling from overseas, pretending to be a legitimate, company when they're not. And so we couldn't do much with that information because we're more about processing complaints against legitimate companies. So if there was a pattern or something, we could develop an alert. But this is more proactive, where people can see what's happening, almost immediately.
That is terrific. Now, going from scam trackers, now we're going to talk about scams.
Yes.
And you call them romance scams.
They are. They're romance scams because they oftentimes, they might start with an online dating site, and the way they work is that somebody will make a connection, and all of the contact will be, via email or text message. Very rarely do they meet in person or talk on the phone, but this person ends up being a scammer, and they concoct some reason why they can't meet in person. Maybe they're overseas or they're deployed in the military or something, and then they concoct another reason why the person, their target, needs to send them money. So maybe it's, to travel back to the States to see this person, or there's been some terrible family tragedy. And the person, thinking that this is the love of their life, they're going to send money to them. And it turns out to be very sad. And this is the time of year, really, where they start to flourish, because Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah, and we were talking about that anyway, because people who are alone,
yes,
we've spent the holidays alone, and so we're feeling lonely. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, so we are more susceptible to those kinds of scams.
You might be going online, checking out, somebody's ad on Craigslist. There are personal ads on Craigslist, or doing one of those online dating services. This is the time of year where I think those types of businesses get the most customers. So this is the time where romance scams like this flourish, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Better Business Bureau, and I want to talk a little bit about what you do. I mean, we don't get the Better Business Bureau in our face on television a lot.
Right.
You guys are a little bit more behind the scenes, very well known. You've been around forever. But why don't you refresh for us?
I would love to. Yep. The Better Business Bureau actually started in 1912, so we have been around for a very long time. And we're a private, nonprofit organization. You don't have to pay as a consumer to use our services, but we offer business reviews for people who are trying to check out a company before they buy their product or service. You can come to the BBB's website or give us a call, and we can tell you all we know about that company, how long they've been around, where they're located, the types of services or products that they sell, how many complaints they have. You can read genuine customer reviews written by real verified customers, and we'll rate them on an A+ through F scale. So if you're trying to compare two different businesses and wondering which one you should use, this is a great place to start for consumers, and it's all free information.
And we see, I see ads on television that will say Better Business Bureau, A+ rating. So we see that. So it's a matter of going to bbb.org.
bbb.org. That is our national site's landing page. So the first time that you visit there, you'll probably have to put in your zip code to know that they should send you to the Wisconsin BBB's website. But it's bbb.org/Wisconsin if you want to come right here. Or you can give us a call at 800-273-1002.
Okay, and your office is right in Appleton.
Yes, we are.
So I can walk in and I can visit with you, I can call you on the phone. For those of us, because some of us don't like to use the internet for that kind of thing, or don't have a computer, or feel lost on those kind of websites and just feel safer with a phone call.
Yeah,
So
we
can
get
do that as
tons
well.
of calls every day. We don't mind at all, so we
Good.
love it.
Good. Susan, thank you. It is always good to see you.
Thanks for having me,
We'll
Joni.
see you. We'll see you again because, like you said, scams are just getting worse, and we need to become more vigilant, which means that we need to be better informed
Well,
as
thank you.
consumers. Thank you for being here.